All right, welcome back. So the next section, matrices, we are on the page number 77 in the booklet. And these numbers are not matching up, don't worry about it. Page number 77. All right, let's read a few things in there, just a bit of recap, few things. And transposing the matrix. What the transposing means? Switching the rows and the columns. If you transpose it, it won't change the determinant. What's the determinant? That just the det. You can only find the det for the square matrices. If I say example like matrix A may be equals to A, B, C, D. Or maybe I'll put some numbers better. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you find the det, which is 4 times 1 minus 2 times 3. Answer is 4 minus 6, which is negative 2. If you transpose this, which is AT, which is your first row becomes first column. Likewise. And then if you find the det, what's the answer? 1 times 4, take away 2 times 3. See? Still the same answer. So even though the transposing won't change the determinant. And then the next one. If the question asks the matrix equation, do not write the simultaneous equation. You know, sometimes they're asking the matrix equation. Well, example, like you might end up getting something like they're asking to get this equation. You don't need much for this year, but good to know these techniques, okay? And like 2, 3, 4, 9, x, y, 4, and the 9 or something. So literally, this is called the metric equation. But if it is simultaneous, it looks like 2x plus 3y equals 4, and 4x plus 9y is equals to 9. So this is what we call the matrix equation, and these are the simultaneous. So if they ask the matrix equation, this is what you need. Next one. Some questions require matrix equation without the elements. So without the elements. If you write element without the symbols, no marks given. So example like they're asking in terms of A, X, and B, write the matrix equation. So in that case, don't write the actual matrix, just write in terms of symbols, whatever they mention. Maybe X plus B is equal to C, something like this. If they say in terms of symbols, just write that form. Don't put the actual matrices onto it. And the last one, yeah, double check, because if you do one single number incorrect on the matrix, especially for the worded questions or the extended, you probably keep using the same mistake all the way till the end. I mean, you get the consideration of marks, but only thing is sometimes if you do a mistake, and very hard to get certain answers within the question, I'm probably going to be stuck with the certain sections. That's the hardest part. And that's why always be precise with the when you're typing the data. Bit of the basic stuff there. Now, can we start doing a few questions to start with? Maybe question number 3. All of you just keep reading the number 3 and give it a try. How about you? Hello.
Hey, sir.
Yep. Did you go to school in the morning? Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I got home like before.
Before. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's fine. All right. Get a try for this one. So we're looking for the transition. Pretty basic, but just try 1 or 2 questions. You know, we need to get into it. Bit of recap. You can see I to I is going to be 25, 0.25. So usually transition matrix will read from the top to side. Don't mix it up. That's for the transition. But if you do the communication matrix, it's other way around. Mostly reading from here to here. So don't mix it up, yeah? So transition from the top to the side, communication matrix, side to the top. I get the answer, it's easy one. I'm going to write the values, 0.30, 0.40, no space, I'll write there. 0.40, 0.10, 0.50. There you go. Then part B. That's initial, isn't it? So set up the initial. So S naught, keep the same order, write everything the same way. So I, C, and the H, which is 750, 1250, and then 2000. Perfect. So far, it makes sense, eh? Pretty basics. And then let's move on to the next one. Part C. How many people will be expected to eat at Chinese restaurant on the Wednesday night? So which night they started the question? Initially, which day? Monday. See this question, be careful. S naught is Monday. S1 means the Tuesday. S2 means the Wednesday. So they're asking to find which day? Wednesday. So don't find this 3. It has to be S2. So maybe we can write the nth term rule for the transition, which is Sn equals to what? T to the power n times S naught. And you sub that in. You know the matrices, use the calculator. And this time, just make sure n is equals to 2. All right. Get the answers. Can you put the chat as well once you get the final answer? Perfect. They're only asking to find the Chinese restaurant, which is C. So C value is 809. Perfect. Perfect. So these are the two matrices. If you can just type that in, all of it. And can you try the D as well if you do the C? So part D asks in the long term. So if you say long term, always put like a higher value. Probably 50 as a power or maybe 100. It doesn't matter. But if there's a long term, always put like one value. Maybe if I say 100, I get the answer. Then also do the 101 just to make sure it's steady. Because long term means steady state metrics. So this is same as the steady state. So if you sub it in and let's see the answers. This time asking the, is it all together they're asking? Or maybe just the eat at restaurant. Okay, so which is I and the C options. Not all together. H means the eating at home. So except the H, add the other two. That is 1, 3, 3, 2 plus 797, I believe. The answer is 2119. Is that true, Brian? Yeah. Perfect. So 2119. Good. That's a basic transition metrics question. So 2, 1, 1, 9. If you finish that, can you read and start doing the number 2? Next page. Given the network diagram, ask to construct the one-step dominance. So it's a communication matrix question. And these ones, we know that I explained before. So from the side to the top. Don't mix it up. From the side to the top. I get the matrix. If you get the numbers, maybe you can type the rows into the chat. Just put the row by row. The first row, second, third, fourth, and fifth. I'll double check them. I think the leading diagonal always going to be 0, isn't it? Nothing goes back to the same. So be careful with the arrows, which way it goes. So from A to A, if I do the first one, 0. From A to B, 1. A to C, A to C is none, isn't it? None. A to D, none. A to E, none. See? So from A to E is nothing. So that's your first line. And the second one, you know the method, eh? I'll just write the matrix in 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. Just double check once you get the answers. All right, so we got the matrix. Same all of you. And then that's a W1. That's called the one-step communication links, or like the very first or direct communications. And then part B, construct the two-step dominance matrix W2. So how do you find the two-step? Well, this is the one-step dominance. The two-step dominance means whatever the one we found, the W1 need to be squared. So W2 is equals to W1 squared. If you square that, you get the two-step dominance. Two-step dominance. So use a calculator, find the W2 matrix. These questions are easy. Only thing is make sure precise to do it. If you miss one number, if you incorrectly label one number, you keep using that all the way. You keep using it all the way. And that was the tricky part. Hit the answer and write it down. So just square the matrix, okay? So 0. See, these are long matrices, like 5 by 5 is like 25 numbers. You have to be fast enough to get the answers without doing mistakes. So don't slow down with these steps. Is that true? Just check it out. So W2, which is the two-step communication links. If any mistakes, just let me know. Perfect. And then are we all good? Okay, let's move on. If you're having troubles of getting these answers, just let me know. I'm happy to check. Now part C. It is decided to weigh the second order dominance matrix 40% less than the first order dominance matrix. Write down this weighted second order dominance matrix W3. So they're simply asking what? Reduce the W2 by 40%, isn't it? So they want the 40% less than the usual one. So which is, if you say 40% less, what does that mean? So times it by this 100 minus 40, which is 60, which is 0.6%. So simply find the W2, which is 0.6 times, so W3, which is 0.6 times the W2, which is 40% less than the previous W2. Can you just work it out? This is scalar multiplication. So the scalar multiplication of your previous matrix. So if you get this answer as W2, just simply times the whole thing by 0.6. 0.6. I'll write the numbers. Just double check. Just work it out. Don't just skip any of these steps. I want to try all the questions by yourself. So 1.2, 0.6. We just found the W3. That's what they're asking part C. Then, what's the part D? Name the first three places getters when the first step dominance matrix and the second step dominance weighted matrix are taken into consideration. So we need what? First step dominance, the very first one, which is W1, and the second step weighted matrix, which is the W3. Now you need to really go back to the W1 and also the W3. We need to add them up. You need to find the dominance. See, if I just do the first one, if it is for the A, what's the dominance here? 1, and this is 3. This is 3. This is 2, and this is 1. And likewise, for this matrix, what's the first one? I'll do the first one, which is 1.8. So if you want to find the first and the second both together, this 1.8 plus this 1, we get the 2.8, right? So likewise, can you keep adding them? Can you find all the values for A to E first? So A, B, C, D, and E. So I found the first one altogether 2.8. Likewise, can you just get the B value in total? C, D, and the E. I hope you note down the matrices. If you need any matrix, I can go back and forth. Just let me know. Can you do one by one? Just put in the chat. I can confirm the numbers. You found the 2.8. Generalism makes sense where we got the values.
Yeah.
Perfect. B value is, I think, is at 6.6, I believe. Check it out. And C is 5.4. That's correct. D is 3.2. Sounds good. And then E is 1.6. Yep, that's good.
That's a type
So,
of letters, right?
sorry,
Is that a type of letters?
type of
Is that a typo? Like for
in
letters? Yeah, it is, right? For
in the
like it
letter.
says, yeah, it says getters. So that doesn't mean anything, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
level plus three place the no place getters. That's fine. So
Oh,
place
really?
getters means
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
place getters.
Place getters, yeah, yeah. That's
Oh,
fine.
yeah, right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So which ones are the who's the first? The highest is the first. Is the highest or lowest? What are we doing in this question? Is it the highest the best or what is it about? What is the question? Resource, eh? Yeah. So highest resource means the best, which is B is the first. So that's the place getter for the first one. And then second best is the C, isn't it? And the third, D. There you go. See, it's not always adding the um M and the M squared. It based on what they're really asking. This one they're asking to add the first step dominance and the second step the weighted one. See, always read carefully. The things can change. So answer the way they're asking. Perfect. So you're gonna do the next question as well. Once you write that down. Question number 1 here. Read the description and the questions are on the next page. And you got 3 options. So which is the small, medium, and the large? Hmm. Looks like part A is missing, but I think that should be fine because they're asking from the matrix A onwards anyway. Probably it's about just asking uh, like answer question, not a number. Yeah. So it should be fine even without the A. We'll see. Now it's the small, medium, and the large. And then what's the options you have? A, B, C, yeah. So Abercrombie and Bartlett and the Chan family. So 3 options. Maybe you need to read from your data set. I just need to write the matrix here. So matrix A. So small, medium, and the large. And this is ABC. What are the values? So read from the data set. 2, 3, and 1 large. So 2, 3, and 1. Okay. And the second one, they bought the 3, 4, 2. Last one, 5, 1, 3. Happy with that? So that's it. Okay. Inverse of A. Can you just quickly find the inverse of A? Keep the answers in the fraction form, no decimals. So the answers, I'll write the answer, just double check them. 5/3, -4/3, 1/3, 1/6, 1/6. Is that all good? Same answers, all of you? Now, what is the cost of a large cone? Large cone. So, what's the method now? What's the method? Anyone like, if you can try it and tell me the answer, I'll start from there. I'll probably give you a minute just to get the answer for D and tell me the answer. And also we didn't use the value set, see? They give it the total value. 44, 67, and the 63. So those are total values for each family. Each family. And it's easier, it makes more sense if you think with the simultaneous equations for this part of it. See? Like if you say the different families, so it can be X, Y, and Z for the prices, which is you can say 2X plus 3Y plus 1Z is equals to 44. See? And another one, 3X plus 4Y plus 2Z equals to 67. Answer is correct now, Lynn. It's good. And the next one is 5X plus 1Y plus 3Z is equals to 63. You can see 3 equations. If you write the matrix for it, you get that full matrix before. So 2, 3, 1, 3, 4, 2, 5, 1, 3. And then we get the X, Y, and the C equals to 44, 67, and the 63. Now, in this equation, the X, Y, Z means what? Prices of each category. Price of the small one, then the medium, and the large one. So how do you make X, Y, C the subject? What's the plan? We're taking this into other side, but make sure these are matrices. We can't divide. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Becomes the inverse. And don't forget, when you move in this, it goes to the front, not the back here. So it's the front, which is, it looks like we get the massive matrix 3 by 3 becomes inverse, times it with 44, 67, and the 63. So literally, if you solve this one, you get the final answer. I think at this stage, we found the answer for this. It's in the part C. So whatever that answer, you times it by the 44, 67, and the 63. Does that make sense? Just note that down. That's what they're expecting. Sometimes when they're asking that, we get confused. If you get it, you can do it straight away. That's fine. Or else you can just try this method. This looks a bit longer, but make more sense. Right, so that's good. 3 multiply by the inverse. Yep. So final answer for the X, Y, Z, and they're asking which one? The large cone. So the Y value or the L value, which is, I think you end up getting the 10, isn't it? 10. Maybe I'll quickly explain this multiplication thing just over here. Just anyone need? You get like A times X equals to B. If you take in this other side, it goes to the front here. X is equals to A inverse times by B. Sometimes you get the X times A here. And then you take it to A, it goes to the right-hand side. See, it was at the right, it goes to the right. That's why X is equals to B times A inverse. All right, now they're done. As is 10, so it should be fine. You're happy with it? Just give you another minute to write. But if you finish, can we go over the next two questions, please? Next two questions. Ask any questions. Anything not sure? Just to clarify anything. Hey, Shik, yeah? Ask anything, yeah? If you're not sure, just double check with me.
Yeah.
All right, so these are the techniques. Let's move on. If you need more time, let me know. You can get even screenshots, no issues. We don't have much time to write it. It's okay. All right, let's see the next question. I'll read. Yep. Can you set up the transition matrix and the initial matrix? I'll need them first. This is T. What is it about? Rain. So let's talk about the rain, which is rain and the not rain. You can just say rain and not rain. Rain and not rain. Also, we need the initial for the same order. Also, rain and not rain. So dash means the not rain. All right, so tell me the values in the first row for the transition. Anyone? Just put onto the chat, please. First row of the transition. 0.3 and 0.4. Sounds good. And the second, 0.7 and the 0.6. Perfect. Reading this one has to read from here to this side. Perfect. Then what's the initial matrix? Let's see which day they're talking about. If it's rain on the Monday, then the probability that it'll rain on the Thursday. They're asking the answer for Thursday, but they're talking about starting on the Monday. So anyone, what's the initial matrix? Initial is 1, 0, 1 and 0. Perfect. Why? It says it's raining on the Monday, which is definite. That is a definite. That's a 1 and the 0. And that's a Monday. So be careful now. S0 means a Monday. So as they ask in Thursday, what are we looking for? S? You can write it down. S1 is the Tuesday. S2 is the Wednesday. S3 is the Thursday. So as they ask in Thursday, we're figuring out the S3. So find the S3, which is T to the power 3 times S0. Cool. These are easy, but don't mix it up with the days and the S1, S2, S3. Those are common mistakes we do in the exams. Answer is B. Okay. Answer is B. Perfect. Cool. If you finish, you can slowly read the next question. At least we can discuss about it. PQIs are same, are matrices. I is equals that, where I is a square matrix. Okay, we're done. All right, let's read this one. This is a good question, something to think. So, given the R, let me start from the R. So I is equals to 6 times P times Q. 6 is just a scalar. I'm not worried about the 6. So then, also it says I is a square matrix. Okay, cool. And we know the P. P is 3 by M. See, this is 3 by M. And the Q is P by Q. So, what can you say? Also, S is 2 by T. What's the Q value? Anyone? Because it says I is a square matrix. If it is a square matrix, and then these two numbers must be the same, right? Because usually if you multiply them, you end up getting the same answer at the front and the back. And also, these two numbers are exactly same. So things I can found now, I can really say M is equals to P. Also what? 3 is equals to Q. Is that clear? So we just found the Q value, which is 3. What else we can do? Which is we know that what's the R matrix? 3 by 3. That's sorted. And then Q matrix. What's the Q matrix means? Q is equals to, do you know the Q? Q is equals to P times Q. P times Q. Where is it? 2M. Yes, that's fine. So which is, I can write it here. So Q matrix, if you know the answer, just put the answer. I'll double check them. We'll work it out slowly. So Q, what's Q is equals to? We know the Q is equals to P times Q. But we know the Q value, which is what? 3. So 3P. 3P. And then anything else we can do? Can you see it says clearly Q plus S is defined? What does that mean? Q and the S, they both have the same order. So they have the same order. Which is, this is also, I'll write the same way, it's easier. I just say P times 3, also same as what? 2 times T. Is that true? Otherwise? Because they are the same order. So you can clearly see what's your P value. P is 2. What's your T value? T is 3. I'll write things clearly. So Q is 3, P is 2, and T is 3. Anything else? Probably that's enough, eh? Then you can double check what we need to do. What's the answer S is? We do it slowly just to understand it. P times Q is 3 by 2. P times Q. 3 by 2? No, it's incorrect, isn't it? Because times 2 is going to be 3 by 3. It's a square matrix. And P is 3. Not really. T is 3. That looks good. And M is 3. Did you find them? M is same as P. So actually M is equal to 2. Incorrect. And R inverse is 2 by 3. It can't be. R is the square matrix. So if you find the inverse, also a square matrix, so 3 by 3. So answer is simply C. Does that make sense? It's a good question, bit of thinking, but is it clear the steps I went? If anything not clear, just ask me. I'll re-explain it, certain things. If you get the method, write that down. Can you try the next 2 questions, please? The next page, 2 questions. Easy one. Which one of the following is not defined? First 2 are fine, isn't it? Because they're square matrices, you can, yeah, in that case, you can square them. I and the P, let's say R. 2 by 2. P is 2 by 3. Yep, that can be defined, definitely. P and S. P and S. P is 2 by 3. S is 3 by 1. You can define definitely, yes. I think it's E. So, well, yes, it's E. Perfect. And then try the next question. Which one of the following is a triangular matrix? There are 2 types, isn't it? Upper triangular and the lower triangular matrix. The triangular means usually from the diagonal, you can make a triangle. So see which one. And the rest of the numbers are 0. So I can see the answer as B. Let's see it. See, that's the main diagonal. You can see we can make a triangle here. And then the rest will be 0. That's perfect. It can be this way or else another way. Sometimes you can get like, maybe you have numbers here. And then these ones can be 0. So all the options are, both options are fine. So upper triangular or lower triangular. Answer is B. All right. Let's try this question. I'll let you do it fully. Can you get the full matrix? So these are easy questions, so you can approach faster. So maybe try to fill up the full table. Less than 1 minute. Less than 1 minute. Sandy, you get in there, yeah? Ask any questions, right? If anything not clear, just quickly ask me. Or maybe put a chat. So draw the matrix. I think these are very tiny numbers. Not spaced right. I'll try to fit through. Cool. Just reading the data. I'm not fussy about those ones. You probably know how to do it. And then S0 is given. And what information does the matrix S not provide. So in this question, that's all about the people. Yes, it's from one movie generated to another one. So which is results are shown in the diagram above. So these are the initial values. Just say that S0 represents the initial values for different type. Initial values. Perfect. Let's try the question now. Part C. Did you finish writing it, all of you? Perfect. Predict the number of people who will watch a Western for their fourth movie. Fourth movie. So this initial value is at the first movie or is at the initial movie? Anyone? Just for a chat. I want to discuss about it. As a movie flicks records the percentage of people who change from one movie to another. And we found the S0. So S0 in this question is at the initial, is at the first movie. Put a chat. I want to see. Because based on that, our answer can change. Initial. Initial. That's a trick here. There's nothing called initial movie. You watch the first movie or you watch the second movie, you never ask watch the initial movie. Does it make sense? Usually these initial conditions are valid for like, at the beginning if you are given data. But this one, if we prefer about a movie, you need to watch that movie or that type of movie. Does it make sense? It's tricky. It's not like, people like the drinking coffee and the tea. It's not a movie. So we can find people initially who like the coffee and the tea. But movie-wise, has to be first movie onwards. That's a trick. Okay, so be careful in these questions sometimes. So this one pretty much your S0 is your first movie they watch. If that's the case, they ask in the fourth movie, what are we looking for? So S1 is the second movie. S2 is the third movie. See, when they're given the data, they said it's S0. It didn't say anywhere that's initial. We said initial value. What's initial means? In this question, initial means your first movie watched. First movie watched. So be careful, some questions. Can you find the S? What did they ask? Fourth movie, sorry, not third. Fourth movie, which is the S3. I find S3, which is T to the power 3 times S0. Perfect. Now, what's the answer? Just put a chat once you get the answer. So S3. Which one they're asking? The Western, which is the second one, W. So find the answer, then we just need the answer for the Western, which is the second option. So if you need the matrices, I'll just place it here. Let's see. Sandy, did you get the answer? We're still getting there.
No, still.
Okay, cool. All right, I can see some answers. Is that the S3? Rayon? Okay. Get something else. We'll see. I'll just wait for another one, just in case. Can someone else put the answer once you get it? We're looking for the W, the second option. I hope you put the values correctly, all of us. Values are 0.85, 0.080, 0.1. This value looks good. 1. Yeah. So I think Vajra, you got the answer. Keep the answers for the nearest whole number. Yeah, because the number of people, which is 1290. So 1290. Perfect. That's the answer. And then try the part D. In the long term, how many people would be expected to watch a comedy? So long term, you know what long term means? That's the steady state. Just find the S of 100, S of 101, and see if it is a stable matrix. And they're asking the comedy. As in the comedies. Comedy is the last option. Comedy is the last option. Let's see. So tell me the answer for the comedy for the part D. Let's see some answers. The last option. Anyone? I think it's a very small number though. Don't worry about too much. If you get the answer, just put the chat and we'll work it out. Sometimes you feel wondering, oh, maybe it's the right or wrong sort of thing. Eh? What's your last answer? The fourth value. For the power 100 and 101. Do you end up getting the answers 0 point something? The last option. I'll wait for some answers in the chat. 0.218. Yes. Then you notice that's not like even one person, isn't it? See, like you can't round it to one person. So answer is just none or no people. 0.218. 0.218 means just approximately 0. Just say there are no people. Cool. All right, let's try the next question. It's one single question. That's fine. Just read first and see what the question asking. Asking to find the value of the A, B, C, D, and E. So there's an adjustment in a way. See, each year, Movieflix increases the number of movies in the each genre. Is going to be 10% of the number of stock. And also discard 40 thrillers, 80 westerns, and 30 science fictions. So based on that, you can easily get the answers. So for the first one, who said the A value? A is 1.1. That's correct. Because we increase by 10%. So that's why I multiply with the 1.1. That makes sense. And then B value. Discard 40 thrillers. So that's why this becomes just the negative 40. Perfect. And the C value, yep, discard 80, so minus 80. And the D value, discard 30, so minus 30. And what CE means? I mean, it's nothing they said about the E anyway, so which is actually 0. That's it. So those are the values. Perfect. Well, that's good. So those are the values we have. Is that clear, all of you? Perfect. All right, let's move on. Shall we try the next question? So same data, same question, but part B. Read, how many westerns will be available in 2020? Which year this question defined? 2017, right? 2017. So find the answer for, you can't do the nth term, so it has to be recursion. And do the recursion using the previous values and find the 2018, 2019, and 2020. A is 1.1. I'll write the values again. So negative 40, negative 80, negative 30, and 0. All right. So first get the first answer, which is the 2018. I'm not going to write them, but you can do it. So 2018, get the answer. And then use that answer into here. Again, find the 2019 answer. Then get the 2020. In this one, we just need the how many westerns. So in 2020, just find the westerns. Now, Lynn, that's correct. Let's see. I think Ryan, you got the answer as well. I think 2020 Western's answer is 374. The technique makes sense, all of you. Just keep doing that, but these numbers going to change every time. Perfect. And then, how long will it take the company to have less than 200 Westerns left? So to do this, because you can't do the nth term, so keep doing few more steps with that and have a look. So they're asking the Westerns has to be less than 200. So at this stage, it's at 374. So keep doing few more steps and see which year it happens. Which year? Let's start from 2017. Yep. Okay, I got two answers there now, two different answers. One says 7, one says 5. Double check. I can say one answer is correct. Let's wait for a few other answers. But yeah, did you get the answer?
I'm still doing it.
Still did that. You got the method, right? Is that, did you get the previous answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. So I think the answer for C is 7 years. You just keep doing. I mean, there's no special way. Just have a look any mistakes anyone did. Just starting with the initial values what we had here. That's the 2018. And keep using it. And when you do up to the 7th year, then you notice the Westerns become less than 200. Westerns become less than 200. You can see Westerns are going downhill, definitely. It has to be less than 200. Yeah. Perfect. So answer is 7 years. Cool. All right. Let's move on. Anyone else got the same answer? Happy with it? But did you get the answer now? What's still going on?
I didn't get it yet. It's because it's taking too long.
Taking too long, isn't it? This question is
Yeah.
really long. I mean, you can define things and do that as well. That's
Yeah.
one way, but still, like, keep changing that number though. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. You got the method. Not a big deal. All right. Let's try the next question. So this question, let's read and see what the question asking. So it looks like a bit of the transition. Can you draw the transition matrix for the Matthew and the Sarah? And then also in the initial matrix, Matthew and the Sarah. So let's see which ones initially. If Sarah wins the first game, winning another game is 0.72, which is 0.72 here. and it's 0.28. Another one, if Matthew wins a game, winning another game is 60%. So this is 0.6, this is 0.4. All right, that's done. And then initial. See here, they each have equal chance of winning the first game, which is 50-50 chance. So 0.5 each. 0.5 and 0.5. No, that's good. All right. Let's see. So for this question, are we looking for S3 or S2? Anyone on the chat? S2. Why is it S2? Because it says clearly they each have equal chance of winning the first game, not the initial, first game. So this is here. So S0 means the first game, see? So S1 means the second game. S2 means the third game. So that's why we need the S2. Be careful. See, like this is just wordings. Not that you don't know the method, you can do them, but imagine if you do a mistake with these ones. It's just wasting the marks, isn't it? So S2 is equals to T squared times S0. Now just sub it in, get the answer. When finish, you can try the next question if anyone. You don't have to stop there. Yeah, keep doing. That's the whole idea. All right, so what's the answer for that? We're looking for the Sarah's chance of winning. The Sarah's chance of winning, which is the bottom number. We're looking for second number. Got the answer. I think it's 0.421 and 0.579. Yeah, so answer is answer is B, isn't it? Answer is B. Looking for the S2. So these ones you can type faster because as long as you know precisely what to be typed, do fast. That's a plan in the exam. Otherwise, matrices and these modules, we always slow down because you need a lot to type. Okay. Let's see this question. Okay, so what is this? It looks like a communication matrix. The teams are ranked using the sum of their one-step and the two-step dominance. The teams that came first, second, and third. Cool. So you had to find the yep. So Nalin, that's correct. And did you find the two-step link as well? Did you find the squared matrix? Perfect. So this is the initial, which is the one step. If I label them as M, you had to find the M squared as well. Yeah. Then once you find the M squared, what you had to do is find the total, which is M plus M squared. In that matrix, you just find the dominance. So write the dominance numbers, and based on the numbers, then pick the order. So if you find the m plus m squared, now then can you just type the dominance values for all of them as a list? As a list, dominance values. Yes, it is. Perfect. Well done. I'll write the values and everyone else can double check them. If you find the m plus m squared, then you get the dominance values as there. All you have to do is just add the values on the rows, then you get the dominance. I'll probably give a minute just to get the answer and then see what's the answer. So now you got the right answer. Perfect. You can keep going. Try the next question. Are we all good? So based on the dominance values, what's the order? Highest is the we've got the number 5, which is a C. So first, second, and the third. So first, oh no, first is actually, yeah, that's fine. This is R, isn't it? Yeah, R. So we just see answer is D. Is that cool, all of you? So answer is D. This is a common question, but you have to do faster. Because you can't do like, one multiple choice question to spend like 3-4 minutes. You can, but worst case scenario. But some of these ones you can do a bit faster. Okay. So answer is D. This question, I mean, this is an easy question. It says x to the power t bracket t. What's a t means? What's t means? General, what's a t means? General, right there. What's a t mean?
Doesn't it mean like it's transposed?
Transpose. What's the t and there's another t outside?
Transpose it again?
Transpose again. So nothing to be worried. If you transpose the same matrix twice means you get back the original. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, you can work it out, you get the answer, but that's wasting time. What's the answer? That's the same matrix. Is it C? C is the answer. If you do transpose twice, you get the original. Can even mention like x of t to the power t is equals to x. Is you get back the original. Okay, so nothing much, just note that down. That's an easy question, but just give it a try. Why not? Just one question. Not a big deal. Just get the answer. 2 times A23. What's A23? If I say A23, which is row number and the column number. So second row, third column. Second row, third column is 4, isn't it? This is 4. What's this number? A12. First row, second, so -2. Sub it in, get the answer. Let's see the answer on the chart. Answer is 14. Sounds good. So answer is E. Try the next one. And also these looks tricky, but they're easy as well. Just read and think. A is n times n matrix, so which is a square matrix. I is a row matrix. Row means only one row. I can write this way. I can just say A is n by n. And then row matrix means only one row, which is 1 times something. And the C, what's the C? Column matrix, which is something times 1. Anything else? Which one of the matrix products below could result a 1 by 1 matrix? So need the answer as 1 by 1. So let's try maybe one question together, maybe A. If we try the A, it says ACR, A times C times R. What's the order of the A? N times N. And order of C? Something times 1. And R? 1 times something. Then, if we work this out, like imagine the ACR. It doesn't matter what's in between. If this matrix product works, at the very end, what's remaining? This and that. Am I right or wrong? If somehow maybe we can multiply A, C, and the R, all three of them. So which is definitely these two becomes the same. These two becomes the same. And somehow end up having this and that remains. So you end up getting n times something. Can this n be 1 in this question? Can that be 1? No, really, it says n must be greater than 1. So which is you can't end up having 1 by 1 for the part A. Is that clear? You get something else, you get 2 by 2, maybe 3 by 3, but I can't get 1 by 1 because n must be larger than 1. And that's why A is rejected. Cool? What about the question? Just do maybe B as well. Do it slowly and see if you can get 1 by 1. In the next time, you can think differently and do faster, but this is just to understand them and go deep into the question. And now when you think it's a D, we'll check the D in that case. Yeah, we'll see. So D. D says R times A times C. R matrix. I is 1 times something. Perfect. And the A is n times n. And C means something times 1. Good. See? All these ones definitely going to cancel out if you multiply what's remaining. 1 and the 1 at the end. So definitely as is D. Perfect. So they're expecting a 1 by 1 matrix. So for the first one, Nalin, so if you say, let me quickly say, so A is 4 by 4. I'll write the way you write it. So A is 4 by 4. And then R could be 1 by 4. Okay. And then C could be 4 by 1. Yep. So these ones canceling out. Perfect. This canceling out. Perfect. What do you end up having there? 4 by 4. Is it 1 by 1? Not really, isn't it? They're asking to get 1 by 1. Yeah, that's the issue. You can get it. I mean, I'm not saying you can't define the A and the R, ACR. You can define it. But can you get 1 by 1? No. And that's the issue. Yeah, perfect. As is D. Well done. Perfect. As is D. Because that's the only option for the 1 by 1. Perfect. Good. Let's see another question. We'll try maybe a different question. Shall we try question number 8? This one, page number 92. Question number 8. You can try different methods. There are a few ways you can approach, but try. Read first. So given there's not given like all the details, even this one is given. So, but it's missing the V, W, and the C. Maybe one of the ways you can do this question, you can write the matrix, which is S1, which is here, 29, 13, and the 33 is equals to what? T. So T matrix, 0.3, 0.2, and the V, 0.2, 0.2, and the W, X, Y, and the C, times by Sn, which is, I'll write the S0, which is 40, 15, and 20. Now, I want all of you to quickly work this out for me by calculator. Just type this one and multiply and tell me the final answer here. Just the right-hand side. Then I'll set up 3 equations. Meantime, I'll find these values. See, this whole thing add up to what? 1. Because if it is a transition matrix, if you add downwards, add up to 1 or the 100%. So you can easily find the X and the Y value. I'll keep them ready. So I'll find the X. X is equal to 0.5. I'll find the Y. Y is equals to 0.6. So I'm just waiting for the answer. Even when you're typing it, you can put the X and Y value to the equation now. Make it simple. So I'm going to say this is not X and Y anymore. So this value is 0.5 and this is 0.6. Yeah, type the same way. Can you just get the answers? You get 3 answers. Just type them into the chat for this matrix. I want to see what you end up getting. Just you get like 3 by 1 matrix in terms of W, V, W, and the Z. So you got the 20V plus 15 for the first one. I'll write that down. So 20V plus 15 should be equals to 29. That's my first equation. The second one is a 20Z. So 20W plus 11. That should be equals to 13. That's my second equation. Perfect. And the third one, when you got the 20Z. Double check everyone. 20Z plus 29 is equals to 33. Can you see by looking at the first and the second equation, solve them individually, find the V and the W. Can you find the V and the W? I'll write that down. Just solve the first equation only, find the V. Let's see. I'm doing the long way, but this is the way to figure out all the numbers. I mean, if someone wants like to do the logical, just eliminate, that's fine. Just try something out if it works well. But worst case scenario, good to know how it works. So first one, you got 0.7. That's for the V. Perfect. And then solve the second one, find the W. 0.1 for W. Let's see. 0.1 for W. Yes, it is. W equals 0.1. Just find the, now third equation, find the C. So find the C value. 0.2. Perfect. And then just read the answers and see what's the answer. Like compare them. I wrote all the values on the top here. You can see them. So based on them, just figure out what's the possible answer. Answer is E. Let's see the E. X plus Y plus Z equals or greater than 1. X, Y, Z. Ask it not true. Nowlin, don't miss the words. Yeah, that's true. Isn't that not true? It's true. Because if you add add all of them, they're above 1. Yeah? The answer looks like, so Ryan said it's A, we'll see. W is larger 0.1, greater than the 0. Yeah, so A is the answer. Perfect. That's good. Let me see if anything else I should try before we move on to the next section. Just quickly have a look. A lot of questions in there you can give a try. That's the whole idea. No, that's fine. We did all the communication ones. No, it should be fine. I think you can try the rest of them in this module. And as I said, I just probably give like a 5 minutes break between them. Just stand up, walk around, and come back. And once you're back, we're going to start doing the networks questions. So this is like 202, probably around 207. We'll start the last section. Okay.